What's going on, Raider Nation, and welcome back to another episode of the Raider Critique. This is the Jon Gruden Email Chronicles Volume 5 with one of our chapter members right here in Central Texas, a name absolutely so fitting. His name is Raider Raw. What's going on, my brother? How have you been?
Hey, doing good, bro. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great, man. It's raining outside over here in Texas. It must
Yes,
be
sir.
because them Cowboy fans crying after that ass whooping they
Oh, you know
took.
that's what it is, homie. You know that's what it is.
So anyway, you know why I'm talking to you today, man. And I know that this is a subject that really nobody wants to talk about. A lot of these cats, everybody's done really forgot about the whole situation, but you already know I haven't. I'm talking about the Jon Gruden email debacle that went on at the beginning of the season that has made our season go in the direction that is going. Man, how do you feel about all of this?
Man. Well, first off, I'd have to say good riddance. You know what I'm saying? To Gruden. If anybody know me, I never have liked Jon Gruden from day one. I never have been an apologist for the dude. Um, I really didn't think he should have got the job. I really didn't think he was a good coach even when he was in the league before. So it's really good riddance for me. Um, that's the main thing I would say with him. I think that the organization as a whole is in a much better place without the dude. It just takes some little growing pains, and we'll get back out there and get on it. But I think a lot of people are just not real enough to say it. But I think there's a lot of people who had a good riddance approach to that, and especially players. They probably just don't say it, but I'm pretty sure that's how they feel about it.
See, I do believe that it's definitely good riddance. I think it's really, pretty fucked up how it all came about because it was the Washington football team who was being investigated, but the first one to get fucked over happened to be a Raider.
Oh yeah, you know how I go. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed.
So when you think about it, though, when you think about the whole situation, there was 650,000 plus emails, but only maybe 5 or 6 were mentioned. I do believe that the NFL was really trying to save face, man. What do you think?
I know they were trying to save face because the thing about it, there's a lot of things that have taken place that are a lot more, you know, uh, under the spotlight than a conversation with Jon Gruden and the guy he disrespected or the people he disrespected. You can just imagine, say for example, what a lot of emails may look like when you're talking about Colin Kaepernick. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who really shook up something. You know what I'm saying? So you can just imagine if they were just to open emails between owners dealing with Colin Kaepernick or what's my man Reid or anybody else who was refusing to stand up and salute the flag or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or took a knee. You can imagine how racist those emails were. And I really believe that probably 50% of every owner had something racist to say about that situation.
See, that's what I'm saying too. There's got to be more involved than what has been actually put out into the mainstream media. I think that they are using Jon Gruden as the fall guy for the simple fact that he was an ESPN analysis and he's known nationwide.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, and the thing about it, the thing about it, sometimes I was always taught that sometimes you can look at something on a smaller level to really understand how things work on a bigger level. So what you see through the physical eye is what you could see under a microscope is the same thing you could see through a telescope. The principle is going to be the same, even though the circumstances may be different. And I say that to say that if you have a situation where you got a dude like Jon Gruden is coming under some scrutiny for the things that he said, you have to look at it. Even on a presidential level, you had a dude come out straight up calling people SOBs and all kind of stuff just about the flag situation or the kneeling situation. So
Right.
when the president of the United States is just that bold to come out with a remark like that, what makes you think that owners won't sit up and send a email saying pretty much the same thing anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like we would be really silly to think that it's not a whole bunch of racist emails out there amongst hella owners. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, especially with the majority of the owners being rich white men, and that's the main reason for this segment, because I do want everybody who is tuning in to understand that this culture has been a part of the NFL for decades upon decades. That there is absolutely nobody should be exempt when it comes to this. I just hate that it was us Raiders that wound up having to go through it. And that's what brings me to my next question, because we know mental health is a major issue in this country. Hell, it's a major issue all over the world. And with Jon Gruden being put out, singled out, and basically fucked over by the NFL, do you think that mental health issues had something to do with Jon Gruden being removed, Henry Ruggs getting in that accident, Damon Arnett flashing guns on Twitter, to like really put a bad tarnish on our shield?
All of the above did put a bad tarnish on the shield. I think it's different levels of mental health. I think that there's a clinical mental health, and I think that's what most people are familiar with when they use the term. But there's a lot of mental health issues that have never really been clinically spoken on, and I know if it should be. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I'm not a specialist, but it's a lot of mental health issues out there, and I think some of them just haven't been diagnosed or given a title. But I know people that act certain ways, man. A lot of that stuff don't just pop up from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's a domino effect, and just things that go unadjusted or unacknowledged, and they build up and create a certain character in people. You know, the Henry Ruggs thing. I'll be honest. The last time I had a drink of anything was, I'm talking about a beer, a wine cooler, some wine. You know what I'm saying? I don't drink at all, bro. The last time I had a drink, I was probably like in 11th grade or something. You know what I'm saying? As an adult, I have never taken no drugs, alcohol, none of that kind of stuff. And I say that because I just look around and I see, the you know what? I know it's good. It's probably a little off topic, but basically the Henry Ruggs thing, it's alcohol. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what it is. Things that make you other than yourself. And had he not dealt with it, I think he could be a totally sane person and just have that moment to where you got a nice car, you want to see what it'll do, but not be smart enough to use all that damn desert that's out there in Nevada. You know what I'm saying? And try to do it on the street. And he could be a totally sane dude, you know what I'm saying? And it may not even be a mental health situation. It's just the fact that, you just drunk a little too much, that's it could be as simple as that with that.
Well,
And it don't make it right. It's still fucked up,
Well,
But
I honestly believe that's exactly what it was, because there was no glaring issues with him in college. Even his college coach said that he was just an outstanding individual. That he didn't make mistakes and there was no character flaws with him. But as soon as he got to Vegas, you know what I'm saying, this happens. It's his, at least from what we can tell, this was his first incident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel bad for the guy. I've been noted for saying that, I have a hard time forgiving him. But, there's been enough time to go through now, to see that Mark Davis went to the woman's funeral, that the Raider Nation raised over $100,000 to help with the family and the burial. I can honestly say that I do feel bad for this cat, because he lost his career. He endangered, quite a few people. He's probably caused a lot of mental health issues within Tiana's family, within the Raider Nation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. I really don't think he's a bad guy. I think he just made some bad decisions.
Yeah, it's the same thing, man. I mean, I mean, it would have to be, you would really have to understand that nobody who got a perfectly good blossoming career is going to on purposely just go run up into somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got people who go through stuff on a daily basis that don't have no light at the end of the tunnel and they don't have a promising career at all. And even them people ain't gonna just say today's the day I'm gonna just go ruin a brand new car I just bought by slamming it into somebody. So a lot of times it's about intent, and I'm pretty sure everybody who has any common sense understands that he didn't wake up in the morning and say this is what I wish to achieve by the end of the day is taking a life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the same way like you feel, man. And I think he a good dude, but he just made a mistake, you know. And
I hope
that,
it works out for him, man, because he's looking at over 40 years.
yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
I mean,
That's crazy.
rightfully so. He did take, well, not only one life, but two lives, you know,
Yeah,
because
that's
the
crazy.
poor dog died too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot about the dog.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, and here's one thing that I do want to touch on this subject. Everybody was out there with their cameras filming this
Mhm.
shit instead of going out there and helping get that woman out the damn car.
Oh yeah, well that's the nature of how it is nowadays, man. You got anytime you watch any videos like that, it's more people are concerned with the footage than helping out somebody. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's weak to me though.
That's
For
very weak. You know what I'm saying? And
real.
that's just kind of where society has gone nowadays.
Yeah,
You,
yeah, for
you know,
real.
and then we have Arnett with his gun waving gangster mentality. You know what I mean? He has been released from the team. He's not on the team any longer. You know,
Right.
I mean, and that literally happened days after the Ruggs incident. So to me, I do think that the way Jon Gruden got exposed had a lot to do with the psyche of this team.
Mm. Right, right. Well, now when it comes to that part of it, like the Arnett part, that to me is as sad as it is. That's one of them things when I said there's certain mental issues that just don't have a diagnostic to it. But it hasn't been diagnosed, but it happens, and I see that all the time. That type of behavior, I see it all the time, and I know it's a lot of things that drive that type of behavior, which we don't even have enough time on this show for me to start on that, but that was very ignorant, and it is something that is pretty much a bad part of the culture that need to kind of get under control. You know what I'm saying? And it does to me. If you said of all of the three, the Jon Gruden thing, the Henry Ruggs, or the Arnett thing, which one is closest related to some type of mental health? I'll say the Arnett one is, and that really is just a poison that's inside the culture right now as a whole. But like I said, it'll be way off topic if I keep going in on that one.
Hey, man, you got all the time in the world, bro. I expect to have this one going for at least 40 minutes, and right now we sitting at 14. So we got plenty of time,
Right.
especially for my next question. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Because it does indeed look like that Jon Gruden is going to sue the NFL for defamation. His lawyer has said that this is a Soviet style character assassination, especially since he wasn't even a part of the NFL when these emails were written.
Okay. Okay. He wasn't commentating either.
He was commentating for ESPN and for Monday Night Football, yes.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess to me, it's still a part of the brand as far as they're concerned. I do think that John Gruden is being sacrificed in a sense, I guess if you put it that way. I think his mouth did put him in the position, so we gotta let him be accountable on that end. But I do know that there's way worse situations that I'm pretty sure that's going on, because the comments he made about the guy when he was talking about the Michelin tire lips and all that kind of stuff. This ain't even somebody that's really under, under like a what do they say, um, a nail in his or a thorn in his paw or something. You know what I'm saying? This ain't even a really that type of situation. So what I'm saying is, when you got a situation where almost half your team, or not half, maybe a good portion of your team, every single week, you wondering if they're gonna kneel down or if that's gonna be something that's going to be put on the news. Can you imagine these type of emails, bro? Like, we're not talking about something smaller. We're talking about something that really get under they, you know, on their nerves, and start, making them not being able to sleep well at night. Maybe even, affecting their bottom line, which is money. Because I can't tell you how many people that I used to chop it up about football with, and I might ask them, "Hey, you check out the game?" And they be like, "Nah, I don't even watch it no more. It's too much politics in it." And they don't even. A lot of people don't even like, um, all of the politics that have recently came into the games. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't even watch it no more. So it can affect, and I'm pretty sure it has affected what they love the most, which is money. So you can just imagine what those emails look like. And I really don't think they would ever bring it all out, you know, to where people can see. Because if anybody that had any um, pride about themselves, probably would just tune out. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you right now, if even I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. When the first thing happened with Jon Gruden and everybody just let it go, you had, like, I don't know, I'm not even put the dude name out there, but you had a lot of people out there just really ready to just brush it off and just continue pushing, and act like it never happened. When he had mentioned something about, you know the black man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as other things came out dealing with, um, the LGBTQ community and women and things of that nature, misogynistic reports. Then at that point, it became important to do something about Jon Gruden. So that kind of really let you know, really how fake the NFL is as a whole. Because I think they would have let him make it on that first comment, honestly. You know what I'm saying? But as it started to affect more and more people, then something had to be done about it.
Well,
But
definitely something had to be done about it because, the and we haven't really even touched on the misogynistic, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because he was talking shit about the woman referees. He was talking shit about the woman commentators. They were exchanging pictures of the Washington football team cheerleaders. And there's no telling with how many of the owners were actually a part of that. You had Robert Kraft over getting his dick touched at a fucking spa nail trim place, for Christ's sake.
Right, right.
You know,
Yeah, and what about the cat? Like, about a week before Gruden was under pressure, they just kind of, everybody forgot about that. You know what I'm saying? I think it was the dude. Was he from the Jaguars, or was he the dude they said that owned? I forgot his name, man.
you
My
talking
brain.
about Tony Khan?
Nah, no, 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 no. Definitely not him. It's a coach, but he was down in Miami. I think he got like some bars or something down there, and they said he was married but trying to get at some young chick, and they made a big thing out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because he was dancing with the chick. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Man, I actually have not seen that, and that's another thing. Like Mr. Urban, you know what I mean? You remember Urban was also under the scrutiny for. Yeah, I think he is Jacksonville's head coach, if I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
right.
I think that's what I'm talking about. It was happening about a week before the John Gruden thing came out.
Right, and Murph was talking about that too, because that shit was just basically swept up underneath the rug. Nobody talked
Yeah.
about that shit after like the first 3 days.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it was. And when the Gruden thing came through, it was like, oh, okay, I'm good. He just kind of fell out of the light, you know what I'm saying? And nobody really cared about it. I mean, me personally, when I heard about it, I didn't care about it either. It's his club, you know what I'm saying? If he still got some game, whatever, a young chick want to dance on him, what's wrong with that? That's
Hey,
how I see it, you know what I'm saying? But
about to say I'm not gonna hate the player, hate the game. You know what I'm saying? Never hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, I didn't really see him as being like doing, too much. He wasn't. It was nothing that was hurtful or something that who gonna. I mean, maybe his wife would have got offended, and but that's on between them. That ain't up to me. But the things that followed up after that are things that were hurtful towards other people. You know what I'm saying? And disrespectful to other people. Even though it was, it's just words and words is words, but in this day and time, it seemed that people are a little more sensitive, or maybe even I can't really say it's about justice because, like I said, I don't think they would have fired Jon Gruden about just a comment about a black man. And I'm not saying that lightly, like
Well, especially
like
with
he
how
should
they
have been.
dealt with Kaepernick. You know what I mean? They dealt with Kaepernick the wrong damn way. Period.
Oh
Homeboy
yeah,
still ain't got a career. And he was a decent quarterback. Hello, he went to a Super Bowl.
oh yeah, yeah, man, yeah. And I know. Side note, I was just saying, man, I just watched this thing on well, I don't know how YouTube go, man. Can you say Netflix on YouTube?
Yeah, you
If
could say Netflix.
if you could say Netflix on YouTube, they got a good little, kind of little show he put together on Netflix about his life and things like that. It's pretty nice, man. I like Colin Kaepernick, man. He a nice dude, man. You know what I mean?
Last
Think
time I
he a
got a
good dude.
copyright strike on this channel was because I was showing footage of the game. So I'm pretty sure even if they hit me with a copyright strike for saying a certain streaming service, I don't give a fuck. I'm not making money on here anyway. I do this shit for the nation. That's
Yeah,
what I do
yeah,
it for, the nation and the team. And I
yes,
stick up for
sir.
the team, bro. I don't I feel like that the NFL was basically trying to save their own shield, even if it means dragging ours under the bus. And they're so
Oh
used to
yeah,
doing that anyway. You know what I'm
oh
saying?
yeah, oh yeah. And people will let it ride too because what it is, I guarantee you, if to make everybody sleep well at night, if they could just make one team look bad, everybody is going to join in and do it. Because at the end of the day, it's too much money to be lost if the real came out behind that. Because you got to understand, you have players that are men today. You know what I'm saying? There was a time where people weren't being men; they was being boys, and it's almost like toys. They didn't. Nobody really spoke up for themselves. You had situations like when the NFL, NBA, where you'll even have owners telling grown men how many earrings they can wear, or if they can wear earrings at all, if you can have braids in your hair. Oh, just silly stuff like that. And it's too much power and money that collectively is made by players to even go for any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? To tell you how you got to dress, how you got to think, how you got to act. Almost have everybody interviews used to sound scripted. We got a great bunch of guys and our guys and this guys. You know what I'm saying? Everything sounded scripted, and no, I don't think nobody even paid attention to it until people like Marshawn Lynch came along, or maybe Richard Sherman, and people who will say something a little bit different than what sounds scripted. So I think in these times for a whole bunch of emails to come out and people really see how their owners really feel about them, I think it will cause uh, it's going to be some money loss, bro. Because I think players are man enough today to not go for it. I think that the average person out there knows that, and I love football, but knows that life is bigger than football sometimes. And I can't tell you how many people I know who just don't watch football because of the politics. I must keep watching it because I don't mind politics being mixed with football. Because I think anytime an oppressed person is uh, I don't think it's a time to tell an oppressed person when to say ouch. If the shit hurt right on the spot, scream out and say something. Don't matter who around. You got to get up under, out from under that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a set place to set in place to when you can address your grievances. Because if that was the case, it wouldn't be no grievances. Because I thought that's what a lot of town hall meetings and all that stuff was for, and when you vote and all that. So, you know, I think you scream ouch when it hurt and where it hurt at. You know what I'm
See,
saying?
and that's what I'm talking about, bro, because I am the voice of the oppressed. You know, I might be a white man, but I know what it's like to be oppressed. I lived in this little podunk ass town in Georgia called Lincolnton, and
Right,
I was hated by the white people because I hung out with black people, and I was hated
right,
by the black people because I was white. So I know
right.
what the hell it's like to be discriminated against, and it's the one thing that I stand up against because I felt that shit firsthand.
Indeed, indeed. And I know, and oppression is on a lot of forms. And when I say it, I am a black man, so I speak. When I speak from it, I can definitely talk about my own experiences. But I definitely, you don't, a true person who is about liberation and getting free can see the struggle in anybody. You know, one of my favorite movies is Braveheart. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I don't have to be related to William Wallace for my heart to understand what he's going through. You know what I'm saying? I like movies like The Color Purple, but I don't have to be a woman to understand, you know, her struggle and feel for her to get free in the same way I feel for William Wallace to get free and Braveheart. You know what I'm saying? So an oppressed person can understand oppression across the board. And so when I speak on it, oppression, it's not just from a black man being oppressed point of view, but an oppressed person on any level, whether you're an oppressed woman, you're an oppressed, you know, human, period. You know, the shit is fucked up. So we got to get free,
See,
you
what
know.
everybody needs to understand is that we're all oppressed. If we don't make
Indeed.
over $1 million a year, hell, even some of these damn players are oppressed. You know, their ideas, their ideals, their Eric Reid, for example, his ideas, his ideals were not welcome in the NFL. That's why he's had a hard time finding a job.
Right, right. Indeed. Indeed.
That shit kills me because this culture has been here forever. And if we are looking to actually make a change, this is where we fucking start.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you know, it's funny because even the NFL tends to dictate how people should respond to certain things. Like it was a time when Colin Kaepernick was like public enemy number one to the NFL for what he stood for. You know what I'm saying? And then after certain things transpire in regular life, you know, like the George Floyd thing, and you know, I will just say George Floyd, but that's the main turning point for everybody. I think it was a lot of other ones, but that was the main turning point for a lot of people's minds. So then you got a dude like Drew Brees who basically says what 99% of everybody else was saying when Colin Kaepernick was public enemy number one, and now it flip around, and now Drew Brees is the worst person on earth. And it's like it's so fake because just a few weeks before that, Drew Brees' comment was the number one. I mean, the number one or the majority of how most people thought anyway when they were being oppressive towards Kaepernick. But now it's like that we gonna flip it over, and now what Colin Kaepernick is looked at as the good guy, and then Drew Brees is the bad guy. And really, what it is neither one is good and bad. It's just agreeable and disagreeable because it just depends on how you feel about it. But I don't think they put a witch hunt out on Drew Brees for saying a popular opinion that was popular during the time when it was not when it was F Kaepernick Day. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what a lot
And
of people don't understand, too. The reason why Kaepernick did what he did, he went and spoke to a Green Beret and said that he wanted to stand up against social injustice and, law enforcement injustice. So the best way that he could do it is what this Green Beret told him was to take a knee because that's what they did for their fallen brothers when they died on the battlefield.
mm-hmm.
Nobody ever wants to talk about why he actually did it. And this is
Right,
why
right.
he actually did it.
Yeah, that's crazy too. And one thing that I've noticed about the Colin Kaepernick thing is I've never, like, out of his own mouth, it's not too much things that anybody can say came out of his own mouth that we all collectively heard about that situation. That's even to right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of people had a lot of speculation on why he did it. and and all of that. Like, I never heard that part, what you just told me, and I wouldn't doubt it, But I think that even if he was just to come out and say, I didn't stand up for the flag because I kind of thought, what if I was a Jewish person and somebody played raised up a swastika flag and started playing, some music that Hitler had. How would I feel? I don't think, and that's real. I mean, he never said this. I'm not saying it came out of his mouth, but my thoughts is, what if it was? What if it was a Jewish person expected to, you know, uh, stand up and salute a Nazi flag? I don't think it's going to happen. Not with anybody who got any true love and respect for themselves. They're not going to do it, and rightfully so. I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, that's a correlation you can draw. Uh, Honestly, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, that's not his words, but if he said that, I will still be supportive of what he said, because I mean, that's the option that people should have if they are free, you know?
That's what I'm saying. And the freedom of speech has been being attacked for the past 10 years. Nobody's really able to say what they actually mean. That's why I love having this channel and why I'm not monetized, because I'm not going to have somebody tell me what the fuck I can say.
Right.
I mean, that's just not me. I didn't join the military because I didn't want motherfuckers telling me what to do. It's not that I wasn't fucking goddamn well groomed to go into the military. My father was an ordnance chief. You know what I'm saying? It was just, I didn't feel like that I needed to be jumping when the motherfucking military told me I had to jump, and moving somewhere where I didn't want to move to, telling me what I could do, how I could do it, how I could say it. No, man, that's just not me.
Right. I feel you.
And when it comes back over here to Jon Gruden, man, you know, there was 630,000 emails. A part of me feels for him, but another part tells me that he just needs to shut the fuck up and move on. You know what I'm saying? Because we already know he's going to be making $1 million with this betting site that he's going to. He's going to be just fine, but he's going to waste a lot of that money that he made off of Mark Davis to sue the NFL. And he could very well be the next Al Davis in suing the NFL and winning, although it's a completely different situation. What do you think Al would be thinking right now if Al was still alive?
Man, I think he would have known that Gruden was out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? Um, I can't say what kind of move he would have made, if it would have just been an in-house thing and you just pull somebody to the side and keep it in the family and hope the person clean up their act. I mean, I think that was kind of the cloth he was cut from, to pull it in and keep it in-house if possible. But it's hard to say that if it is in-house and you gave a person that much money and you believed in them to where you paid them that type of money, that they would have done anything to correct it as far as removing him from the team. And the only reason I think he really gets removed from the team is because people got to protect their own interests. You know what I'm saying? And the bottom line come down to money. I really don't think even not even like I can't even speak for Al Davis because he's long gone. But even if you just look at his son and how his son handled it, I really think it came down to protecting his money. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that it just offended him that bad to where he just said, "Oh no, you got to go." You know what I'm saying? Because if it was like
Yeah.
that, I don't think it offended him in that manner either. It's about the money, bro. And I hate to say it, but people is moved by interest, not kindness. And the interest is money, and when money is the interest, something gonna happen. Kindness rarely moves anybody. You can't go to a bank and when you ask for, I'm gonna need a $500,000 to do this and that, they're not gonna say, okay, I see you helped the old lady across the street. You took in a few orphans. You gave the homeless man some money the other day. That ain't what is going to get you that money. They're gonna have to see that you done paid this bill and this. So when they tack that interest on you to get that money, that's the only reason you're getting it. You're not getting it because of good deeds and I was a nice person and I went to church or whatever. They're not concerned with that. So people are moved by interest and not kindness, and the interest of money and the lack thereof is what got something done to John Gruden.
Well,
And
yeah,
I
I do believe, man, that if Al was still alive, and hey, God rest his soul, bro, that man was exceptional. The way he thought, how he was he was the Maverick. You know what I'm
right,
saying? I
indeed.
have. I had to, and I gotta say this. There's a reason why he got rid of Jon Gruden the first time. You know what I'm
Okay, so
saying?
too.
And I do believe that he probably already knew about how Jon Gruden felt and how he was, and he just realized, right off the bat, that's not the way he thinks.
Yeah,
That's not how he rolls. So he
right.
traded his ass to Tampa Bay. You know what I mean? And we got Warren Sapp and a couple draft picks out that motherfucker. I really do think that Mark should have thought about it because I think Al was rolling in his grave
Right.
when Jon Gruden got hired again. And wasn't it ironic about how Jon Gruden was removed, the day, the same day, so many years later when Al Davis passed away?
You know what's funny, bro? I didn't know, I didn't draw that correlation, but that's real right there. That make a lot of sense. Yeah,
The ghost of Al Davis is real, bro. I mean, he is there. I know. I believe in a higher power. I have, my thought process has changed a lot, and I do believe that Al had a lot to do with that, man. Because, man,
yeah,
Al did not like the way that Jon Gruden thought. And no matter how much of us on the Raider Nation really wanted Jon Gruden back, we wanted Chucky back. You know what I mean?
right,
We didn't get Chucky. We got
right,
ESPN Jon Gruden, who was talking great about other players and not even our own.
right. Indeed. Yeah, for real,
Mr.
for real.
Quarterback Guru. Man, fuck Jon Gruden.
Hey, for real. You know what, bro? Like I said, man, I might be the wrong person to ask any questions about that dude about what's recently transpired because I never ever liked him, bro. I thought it was the worst thing that we did ever in life to re-sign this dude. And
Right.
it's just certain people, man. I mean, you just see the phoniness in them, and like you see the struggle to try to maintain and keep a fake image out there. Like anytime I would see this dude, that's all I would see. And anybody who, bro, if you know me and we had any conversations prior to this, bro, I never gave him I never gave him a way out, bro. You know
Now,
what I'm saying?
you were one of the ones in our chapter, bro, who was like, yo, why we bring this motherfucker back?
Yeah, bro.
you
Yeah,
know,
man.
I mean, regardless of who it was, I think we all were still living in the pipe dream that he was going to take us back to the promised land. But
Right.
honestly, I think he built a good team for us. We got a real good nucleus, but we needed somebody else to take over. But I really don't think that man is Rich Bisaccia. I don't think Rich Bisaccia is much of a motivator. He's not much of a head coach. He needs to go back to special teams. We need to get ourselves a
Right.
real head coach in here.
Oh yeah. It's a couple good ones out there, and one thing I will say about the situation with Gruden and the whole situation, I think everything is going to go in a positive way from here, and I really do. I feel way more optimistic about the direction that we going in. I know we lost some games even as a whole that I don't think we should have lost. But then again, I think we done won some games that I didn't think we was gonna win. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like I didn't think we was gonna beat the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely did not think we was gonna beat the Cowboys the other day. I
Hey,
hate to say it, but
I
that's my.
I was
I
right
really
there
didn't,
with you,
bro.
bro. I didn't,
Yeah,
dude. I figured we were going to catch an L on Thanksgiving, and without the
man.
fucking help of the referees, I think we would have caught an L on Thanksgiving. But hey,
You right,
hey,
homie.
strike one
You
for us, dude. We actually had the referees in our corner this game. It also did help that Amari Cooper and C.D. Lamb weren't a part of that game either.
right. And see, I didn't. I thought they was going to be good to go. And like in other words, my when I say games I thought we were going to lose, this is at the beginning of the season. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I try to go off of how I said it at the beginning of the season. Now I know things might change when they got the many players out. It might give it a little bit more of a balance. But can you imagine with all them pieces being in place for them? And uh, ain't nowhere in the world you could have told me in the beginning of this season with everybody functioning on Dallas team with all them receivers they got that our secondary would have held up to that. You
Not
know what I'm
only
saying?
that, but the running backs they possess. Ezekiel
Oh
Elliott
yeah.
and Pollard are absolutely raw, bro. And that defender Diggs, I figured he was going to get an interception. He didn't get an interception. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
That dude pulled off 8 interceptions already, and it's what, week 12?
Yeah, he a beast, man. He
He's
a
a
beast.
beast. And then what is that other cat's name? That rookie that they got, who is just he's got 8 sacks on the year.
Oh man, who was that? I can't remember him, man. I know who you're talking about
I
though.
can't remember him either, man. Scream was telling me, Scream was. I was just talking with Scream earlier, bro, and he kept mentioning his name, man. I feel like such a dumbass that I can't remember it.
I'm trying to think of who it is too. And you said, and you did say he was a rookie, right?
Yeah, he's rookie. I think he's gonna get rookie of the year, or at least defensive player of the year, no doubt.
Yeah, man. And I know who you're talking about too. I know who you're talking about. It's just the name is not coming to me right now.
I'm sure that there's some people already over here in the comments going, "Motherfucker, his name is this."
Yeah.
But hey, but anyway, man, I've enjoyed this conversation. I really do appreciate you stopping by. I want to thank everybody for coming in and tuning into this episode of the Raider Critique. This is where we don't drink the corporate Kool-Aid.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Let's go ahead and hit the outro, baby. And hey, we'll probably see you on Sunday when we go against the Washington Foreskins. Oh, this is the email game right here, man. This is because I do believe Jack Del Rio had a lot to do with this. I know I'm Mr. Skeptical and I'm Mr. Conspiracy Theory, but I think Jack Del Rio had a lot to do with what happened because I would be pissed off too if I got fired over bringing somebody in here who's going to make $10 million a year for 10 years on somebody who hasn't been in the damn game for longer than a decade.
Yes, indeed. Hey, and a real quick one. You can't tell me Del Rio never said nothing about what I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. But hey, it's been good, man. It's
Hey,
been good.
it's been good. I just want to make sure that the audience knows that this shit is not over. I got one more episode I'm going to do over here with Raider Scream after this one, and then we're going to do a finale where everybody in the Jon Gruden Email Chronicles is all going to appear on StreamYard, and we're going to go ahead and break it down, baby, all the way through, and just, kind of give everybody, a general insight of everything that we have spoken about in this segment.
Yes, indeed. And I just want to say too, I think where it's going is in a positive direction. We did some house cleaning. You know what I'm saying? We got a lucky break that Waller went out for the season. That was a good thing. So I think it's going to be, in a positive way. I still think we'll come out on top with a winning record. I didn't think we would go to the Super Bowl this year, but I think we can definitely still make them playoffs. So it looked good to me, man.
Definitely in prime time, man. We definitely turned some heads. We showed exactly what this team could be when they get their mind straight up in the game, and maybe some constructive criticism was fucking good for them.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. And like my man MC was saying, we definitely do need to like really make our voices known on our end. You know what I'm saying? To let people know is losing is not acceptable. And there's too many loyal fans that have did their part, and we need to get the chain a little stronger on every end.
Exactly, because there are a lot of fans out there who ain't about themselves. They are all about the Raiders, and they all are about the Raider Nation, and that's the type of fans we need.
Indeed.
Shout out to Wayne Mabry and Gorilla Rilla for real. Straight up. You guys fucking rock, man. Anyway, I love you, Raleigh. Man, you take care of yourself, and, man, we will definitely talk again. I'm hoping to go ahead and get that episode in a week before Christmas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on the show too, bro. Hey, it's always love, peace, and happiness, homie.
Yes, sir. One love.
All right, peace, bro.
Later, bro.